Hi, I'm Vivek Digambernath. Am I clear? You guys can hear? Okay. Good to see a lot of people turn up over here. This is our first event over here. I'm quite proud to be hosting this over here, as a part of our open source mission in UAE. Anyway, let me give you a small introduction about myself. I'm Vivek Digambernath. I used to be a SAP developer. I hated it. And then I started, in 2013, I started Quark Cyber Systems with the idea of promoting open source solutions in UAE. I thought there was a great market for it over here back in those days. And after 10 years, we survived. We are here. We are growing strong. And I think my assumption was right. I am also a techno-functional consultant for Quark Cyber Systems. I consult both in technical and functional features. And as you know, I'm an open source evangelist also. I try and promote the philosophy of open source wherever possible. So, when I started my company, there were some core objectives that I wanted to meet. Is that better? Okay. There were a couple of core objectives that I wanted to meet, these were those. There were reasonings behind it, which I don't want to get into because we are short on time. These were the core points that I wanted to meet. One was it has to be cost effective for my clients, whoever is to work with us. We need to make sure that it's a cost effective solution. It had to build and expand, as whatever was the client's need. If it was there was a use case, we should be able to use the tool, the product that I give, the product the company gives out, we should be able to build and expand over it. And the most important part is control and ownership. This was a very important factor for me as I have seen how the other worlds operate, the other ERP worlds operate. I don't want to take names. I was coming from that space, and I've seen how difficult it becomes to put ownership on your very own data and be in control of it. So these were few of the core missions that I started Quark Cyber Systems with. And the softwares that fit that bill was couple back in those days. Back in 2013, 2012, 2011, I used to experiment with a lot of products. These were a couple of the products that some of you might know all these products. Open Bravo, Bitrix, Dollybar, ERPNext, LMPR. These are all open source products out there. But over the years, earlier years of our company, we tested a lot of it. We deployed a few of it because only a few of them were deploy worthy. Right, and over the course of 2 years, 3 years, two products stood out for us. One was ERPNext and the other was Odoo. Odoo used to be called as OpenERP before 2014, 2015, and then they rebranded to Odoo. Right, it's a great product. ERPNext also was awesome, and Odoo was also awesome, and it was like, we wanted to pick one. We didn't want to be in two boats, right? We wanted to base our business on one single technology stack. And what came out for us, this is a personal opinion maybe. We picked ERPNext for 4 reasons. One being, ERPNext Frappe is 100% open source. I don't think there is any. It was quite unbelievable for me back in those days, 2013, 14, 15, like to think that there was an ERP which was 100% open source, and it was very flexible because of Frappe framework, right? The Frappe framework was what powered ERPNext, and the ease at which I could use it. The speed at which I could create customizations and create POCs, which was important for us to prove to my customers, hey, this is not just words in the air, right? This is possible. So as a part of our business process, those days we had to prove right? We had to show POCs, right? And to do a POC using ERPNext and Frappe framework was very easy. Like in a day, 2 days, not too much effort, we could prove use cases to our customers, and that's how we were slowly, getting customers into these ecosystems. Then, in 2015, for the first time, I visited Mumbai and met Frappe, the company, right? And I was blown away. There was not too many people back then, but then there was a strong bunch of people who were so passionate about working on Frappe and the whole Frappe framework. I was blown away. The company was great, and the community that existed around that company was also great. So these were the 4 reasons that I decided that Quark Cyber Systems could definitely put their chips on ERPNext. And it's been nearly 8 years, 7 years that we stuck to this technology stack, and we have never looked back. Another great thing about Frappe framework is it's not stagnant. It also evolves with time. It also adds new technologies into the framework, which keeps it relevant and in times with new emerging technologies, right? So these 4 reasons was why we picked up ERPNext. ERPNext is a great ERP. It's Frappe's flagship product, right? It's got a lot of tools as well, but does it meet industry needs? We would say yes. Like, these are the different domains over the past 10 years that we have catered to in UAE. Okay, we have done more than 90 plus projects, and these are all the different domains. Like Umair was saying earlier, yes, to a great extent, the system is a little generic. But like I said, Frappe framework is so strong, and as long as there is a domain knowledge expert from that company or around that company, we can cater to pretty much any industry, in my experience, right? In my experience, this is real to us. This is a possibility. And in that context, I would like to invite one of our customers, Mr. Husam from Nest, who's from Abu Dhabi, who's in the oil industry. I would like to invite him to share his experience on using ERPNext.
Good evening, guys. How are you? Nice crowd today, huh? Nice crowd. Just for me, I've seen, all this talk, but I haven't heard the single, that critical question. I was always, it's running in my mind. How many of you are ERP users? ERPNext users? 1, 2. Okay, all of you go home. Now, okay, my name is Husam Al Khateeb. I'm the general manager of Nest, which is National Engineering Services and Trading Company. We have been in business for over 40 years, about 45 years now, working in Abu Dhabi with the oil and gas sector. We are effectively, simplistically saying, we are a trade house. We represent key partners, key OEMs like GE, General Electric, Baker Hughes, with a whole suite of products that serve the oil and gas sector. We do services, we do manpower supply to them. We have multiple companies that are running. We have consolidation. So we have a history. We started from Focus. If people know what is the Focus software, yes, it's a solid software. Solid, but it's not flexible. I'm sorry to say. No disrespect to the Focus guys. Moved on to ERPNext, I think in 2015. 4 years with ERPNext, running from one version to another, upgrading, but slow implementation. I mean, we basically took the basic software and we started using it. we did not know the software. We did not know what is the potential that we can make with it. 2019, we met Vivek and Quark, and excellent partner. Thank you very much. But also something bad happened in 2019. COVID hit us. And during COVID, everybody was forced to work from home. And there we realized, oh my God, this web-based application was nice, was really nice, was really nice. I'm a businessman. We had about 130% business growth during the COVID time. Working from home. Everybody was working day and night. Everybody. So I'm happy. I was ecstatic, you know. Yeah, nothing else to do but just work. So that was nice. But it also, we realized something. We needed a one-stop shop. We needed one system because, you know, it dawned upon me that I don't need an office. I just need everything to be accessible to everybody within one platform. Okay, so we teamed up with these guys and we started thinking, you know, how we are going to use ERPNext as our platform. I'll tell you what, I mean, Frappe did a fantastic piece of software called the Framework. That framework was a brilliant idea. I'm a businessman, but I come also from a technical background. We've implemented ERP solutions. I'm an ex-oil and gas man, so we've implemented the big softwares. So I've seen the difficulties, I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. This software really fits the bill. But from a user point of view, you guys, the users, people who don't know ERPNext, I'm telling you, you can do a lot. You can do a lot. You can create new screens as you wish on the fly. You can create new fields in existing documents. You can put restrictions, you can put rules, you can put conditions, you can connect documents together. You can integrate. Data import and export is something that is, maybe people don't see the value of this data import and export. A lot of our users, you know, they get reports, they generate a report in the system, they get a whole list of documents and immediately they export it into Excel, do all their magic work with Excel. Excel has its own, you know, perks. So people do a lot of reporting and summarizations using Excel. Though it can be done in ERPNext, but sometimes you need this ad hoc type of reporting that you need to do. I do a lot of that myself, especially when it comes to analytics. We are an 9-digit company now. 9-digit company. But without ERPNext, I would have been stuck. Really, I would have been stuck. The software really coped up with our volume of transactions that we do. The system comes ready with, you know, with all the built-in, you know, the Frappe framework. If you forget about ERPNext, the framework itself comes as a ready package with rules, regulations, workflows, support for creating instances. They've done the work. Thank you very much. Omer, where is he? Yes, thank you very much. Now, Omer showed us some demo earlier, and he is a business user. Huh? Remember, he's a businessman. He's not a technical guy. And he immediately created, you know, new document, added new fields. So we did the same. We started like that. So I started thinking, whatever we do out of ERPNext, how can I bring it in? How can I bring it in? What is this? That's a salary. So the first thing we did payroll. We did payroll with Quark. We did payroll on steroids. That's what I call it. Our payroll, we do salaries, we do leave salary accruals, we do leave ticket accruals, we do end of service accruals, we do even leave days accruals. So at any point of time, every month, we know how much is our liability to each user, and the users have access to this. So if they finish 6 months, they can say pay up. They can see that. They can see that. And I'm happy with that. Our payroll is really functional. it works, and that's one of the things that we did. But I think we did a lot more. We did a lot more. The software allowed us to hi? Is it? No. So we have, we let up the imagination for our users to, run a bit wild. This is performance appraisal. We usually do performance appraisals for employees. Now it's available in our ERPNext. No names here. Yes, good. Okay. We do this, we've done this for a few years now. The employees can see their records, can see their history. They can see the bonuses that they got based on this. But we went ahead one step further. We are a sales organization, so we put incentive schemes based on the numbers. Not simple incentive schemes. No. It's 9-factor criteria out of the system. Out of the system. So don't tell me I'm a great sales guy. Show me the numbers. Show me the money. And it's beautiful, but I don't think we are showing this, right? Okay, good. Next. Yes. There is something in the system called blanket agreements or blanket orders. We deal with the oil and gas sector. So we have a lot of contracts in price agreements. In ERPNext, it tells you a blanket agreement. Is it a buying blanket agreement or a selling blanket agreement? I have both in one document. So we basically opened, because in our blanket agreement, which you do not see in here, it's blanked out, I have buying rates and I have selling rates. So I'll give an example. ADNOC has a price agreement with us, and back to back we have a price agreement with our OEM. Fixed rates for 3 years. ADNOC has SAP, unlucky for them. Truly unlucky for them. Truly. I have friends. Oh, I did. And if anybody knows Muhammad Al-Kabi, he knows. All right? All right, so we still have not achieved 100% agreement. My dream is to achieve sort of an Amazon type of setup, okay? So, but right now we have, if you go back, we can upload XML from their Ariba system. So immediately, as soon as they make a call off, we just download the XML, upload it in here, poof, it goes. Now this is something no hand, just a couple of clicks and it works. I don't think other softwares can do this that easily. We can do this with ERPNext. It's relatively okay. Not easy, but it's not difficult. It's really not difficult once you understand the system. The system does integrate with many connection points. Yeah, this is one thing, that only one portion of it. Our sales engineers just don't go wild without us tracking where they go. So we are keeping track of all their visits. At the end of the year, they can see where they've been and how much they generated from these visits. I don't want to go to my customer Umair for a cup of coffee for 3 times a month and then generate no business because he's a boss. Yeah, you guys are miser. All right, but we did this before Frappe. We did stock reservation. Okay, before Frappe, yeah, 90. All right, yes, we are managing our bank guarantees, sales visits, employee appraisal, sales incentive scheme, costing sheets, project tracking, not the same project tracking in ERP, much more complicated. We are heavily attaching documents in our system. Anything that is out of the system gets scanned and entered. You can access it anytime you want. And the objective of this is that you don't need to be in the office. You can access any document. Emails, email notifications. Oh, besides the usual happy birthday notifications that we get from ERPNext, now we do get document expiries. We get we have put a lot of notifications and circulars. People going on leave. There's a circular to everybody that, hey, this guy is flying away. So there you go. Stock aging. This is something I'm proud of. which ERPNext Frappe does not offer. The stock aging that we have is a new algorithm that is super fast. And I hope we can publish that. I hope we can publish that. That's actually, that is good for everybody. That is a good thing. Registrations, support, help desk, even for our employees. If they face a problem, if they have an idea, they have a recommendation, they maybe our users became acquainted with becoming, am I going to say this, too picky, too demanding. They ask, can we add a field here? Can we add a checkbox in here? Can we change this to there? Can we? And if you look at our screens inside, it doesn't look like the basic one. It's so flexible to move things around for them to suit our business flow. And last but not least, I guess, is offsite backup. We've activated Dropbox. I love Dropbox myself, so I do backups besides our hosting backups. But I wanted to do a third-party backup as well. So we have activated that and it's working well. What next? Future. There's a movie called Limitless. Can I call Frappe and ERPNext Limitless? Okay, as I told you, I want to turn ERPNext into the future Amazon. I want to see basically seamless integration with Adnor and other government entities that we serve. We serve tier 1 clients, so we wanted to do an automated integration. I spoke to Adnok about it. They have this new project called Supplier Hub 1, which promises, which has good promise. So for us, we want to integrate with that so that their future orders with us just flows directly into our system without any human intervention. And we map that into our OEM so we can order equipment on the fly. This is what Amazon does. We are the future Amazon of Abu Dhabi. Okay. Yes, web-based applications can allow something like this, but this is not for the employees, this is for the managers. You don't need to employ people in Abu Dhabi anymore. Okay? So there's a lot of thought that's happening inside our company now. We can employ people to work remotely. ... You can continue. Think where is the cheaper resource allocation? If you're an economist. Frappe UI is something that I very much look forward to. Most of our business is transactional, heavy transactions. We have a lot of transactions in our system. But some of it is a bit complicated. You can't address with a basic UI. You need something more interactive, something that, it's something like a dashboard, but more than reporting dashboard, but more of an interactive dashboard. And I will give you that example. We have projects that, has too many things happening at the same time. And we wanted to build a screen that can show our project scopes, where our team is working, how much we have bought, can I add an order, can I raise an invoice from the same screen? One screen that describes it all. So Frappe UI, I believe, will be the consolidation page for us. Dashboards is nice, very nice. Just be careful not to expose too much financials, for the users. That's all. But for me, hands down, I've worked with many ERP solutions in the past. The big ones, the big blue and the reds. People know what I mean. And I think ERPNext has, made the bill. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you. Enjoy your meeting.
All right, so thank you, Mr. Husam, for your wonderful story. Let me continue my story after that. So we have great products, we have great tools. Now, why should you guys work with QCS, right? It's an open source product. There will be a lot of people around, right? So why should someone work with us? It was important for us to discuss that problem because there will be a lot of nice companies out there who we'll be competing with. So it was important for us to stand out, right? And over the years, we've been trying to formulate some model, which will help us stand out. And in that process is what we came up with something like this over the years, that is to consult, tailor, and enable, right? So what we mean by that is that to provide our highly efficient consulting services, we have been in the market for over 10 years. We have accumulated a lot of experience. We have worked across so many domains, and this domain knowledge helps us to be great consultants and provide great solutions to problems that you guys encounter. Every job that we do and successfully execute is a leverage to the next customer that we go to, because we are able to take back our experience and provide a better consulting solution to the next customer. So over the years, we've been accumulating a lot of experience, and that is one. The next one is tailoring. We look at ourselves like bespoke tailors, right? We are like a bespoke ERPNext vendor out here, where we help tailor solutions for you. Like, whatever needs that you have, whatever needs Mr. Husam had, we were able to tailor the solution for them. Whatever, like, if we consider 90 projects that we have done, at least 95% of that we have tailored the solution, like, to great extents. And it's just not tailoring. We tailor the software, and we help those products or those applications that we tailored to successfully go across all the different versions of Frappe. Like, we have cases where we have migrated versions from 7 to version 13 over the years, right? So it's just not tailoring. We don't leave our customers and tell them, hey, we don't know how to upgrade. We don't leave them there. We help them through the journey, and that's also one of the things that we do. The third thing is enabling the team. Yeah, we find that very important. We like to stay lean. Our team is a lean and mean team, right? So enabling our customers is important for us, because that helps us stay lean and provide good cost-effective value to our customers, right? So in that context, I would like to call Mr. Zaim to share his story.
Good evening, everybody. Mr. Husam did a wonderful job. He asked you a question. I'm going to ask it in a different way. How many of you is not using ERPNext? I hope by the end of tonight, I will convince you to use it. I'm not an ERP expert. I am a user. What ERPNext did for us, tremendously. And I will tell you the story. Let's start. Okay, so I'm going to tell you who we are, what were our challenges, the history, the ERP modules that we used, what we developed on top of ERPNext, and then the benefit we got from it. So let's start. So we are in telematics business. We have offices in 9 different locations. We have about 1,300 clients who speak 17 languages. We have 15 nationalities, and we're about 140 people across this region. So for people who do not know what telematics is, we track anything that moves and doesn't move. So we track vehicle, buses, we track things that doesn't move, like generators for utilization. Any equipment that we can put a SIM card and get the sense out of it, we track it. So it's a complex business. So for example, here, we put a GPS with temperature sensor, fuel sensor, humidity sensor, and this data is gone through the Salat or Do. It goes to our server, and then the fleet operator accesses it from desktop or mobile. So it is really a complex business that we have. Next. Okay, so let me share with you the pain points we had. You know, we started in 2005, and we were struggling. And we had these pain points. Getting orders from sales. Because it's a complex product, we had to teach the salesman and verify every single quotation that he makes. Because if it has an error, we cannot install and it fails. Preparing and configuring each device and accessories. We had to have expert people to go back to them and check. Is it device configured properly? Yes or no? Assign it to appropriate technician for installation. You know, keeping track. This device that has a SIM card, the device has a serial number, SIM card has a serial number. Combining both together is another serial number. And keeping track on which car it is installed, which driver is driving it, in which location, and when it was installed. So all these help us for better supporting our client. So of course, reporting, recording of installation, and all that. So these are really pain points that we had specific to our industry. So, but we had different devices. We have about 50 plus different devices that we use. We have different currency. We are different region. We have different SIM cards. It is a lot, STC in Saudi, Mobile, and so on. We had different platforms, and different countries. So it is really complex. So, next. Some other challenges is we wanted to go totally digitized, totally. Because if we're going to do it by pencil and paper, it will not work, you know? Warranties was an issue, inventory control was difficult, reporting was difficult, you know. We require people, you know, who needs to be specialized. We have to ask them all the time. Next. So this is our history with when we started in 2005. We used QuickBook, but we found it limited. Then we used Zoho, and we found it also limited. It's not flexible that will, you know, especially the serial number. We have to track and know every single SIM card, where it was used, when it was used, and what was moved from this device installed in a different device. We have to know the history. We were focused, you know. It's a good product, but not flexible at all, you know. Then we met Vivek. Then when Vivek came into our office, we said, we want you to do a POC for us. We had 1, 2, 3, 4 hour pain point. Can you solve it? He said, yes. Can you show us? Okay. 2 days. He went, came back, and he showed us an example. You know? We were totally convinced. But I was not convinced with the open source. So I went in 2019 to Mumbai. And I visited first time the Frappe team. And it was, you know, it was not clear, man. How do you make your money? You know, I'm really worried. Yes, Frappe Cloud, exactly. So when we understood how they make their money, we bet all our business on Frappe and ERPNext. So which model we use? We use all the models. Everything that Frappe has, we use. Plus, we developed our own installer app. We want the technician to be mobile and have everything on his mobile. So let's go through this experience a little bit. So the installer app is something that we developed ourselves, but talks to every module of ERP, both ways, accessing data and, you know, giving data, updating data. So for example, if we go to the home page, this is, you know, we monitor installations, We monitor attendance. By the way, we have it in different versions, different languages, Spanish, Portuguese, French, and so on. So we know each day how many devices we installed, where it was installed, and I will show you a small 3-minute movie on the steps, and who installed it, and what picture he took during installation, and the location that he installed it. Next. So, not only this, we have attendance, because our team are all outside. We want to know if they check in on time, are they checking from their home, or checking at the customer side, So, our salespeople, the CRM, the lead, everything is on the mobile. We don't want them to go back, to the office and enter the data. They enter the data at the customer side. Yes, of course. Yes. Yes. So we use every single. Even now we use also project, tasks, internal tasks, external tasks. Next. So we have new leads, we have project status. Here, for example, one client, he ordered 100 units, 29 were installed, 71 still to install, and install the app. Okay. So we'll not go into a lot of details. Let's move on. Let's see the screen. The movie.
I think we have a book.
Yes. I thought of. No, this is no permission. Okay. So I can show it to you from my mobile if anybody's interested, but everything is from the mobile. Next. Okay, so the benefit, ERP helped us track our quotation, sales order, invoices, the way that our industry has it. We have better inventory, we have better SIM card management. Look what happened with the SIM card, with what we call SIM card leakage. We have a client who ordered 100 units to be installed, and then 2-3 vehicle had accidents or maintenance, they are out of service, and he does not pay because he stopped the service, but we are still paying to this a lot. How to track this leakage? ERPNext help us track it. So for every quotations, we have an amount that the salesman has, how much money he's making on his quotation. If he brings down the price, his commission goes down. So before he offers, he knows exactly how much he's making and what he's making year to date or month to date in terms of commission. Okay. And we know our break-even point for each. If quotation, if a client we cannot make money out of it, please decline. We manage employee, HR, like Mr. Husam mentioned, exactly the same thing. Because our business is subscription, it's important to flag renewal on time. So we programmed with the help of Vivek to have these subscription renewal monitored carefully. Of course, we manage custom supplies, we track our budget spending totally online, remotely. Actually, I do it from my mobile. I don't even use the website. So all this give us two things. All data in a single platform. We doubled our revenue in 2 years. So if you want to be effective in your organization, use ERPNext and Frappe. Thank you. the question is, how was the implementation in different countries? Well, when you have it in one country, all the training and implementation is online, so it was easy, very easy to. We onboard employees remotely.
The idea is that always go agile. Don't actually customize anything in the first phase. As much as possible, go vanilla.
Yes.
Take product and system learning.
Yes.
Slowly and initially, I mean, because many times what happens, because there's so many customization options, people actually jump into customization and data what is already available out of it.
So what we have, what we call the plain out of the box is vanilla, and what we call the installer app and so on is the chocolate. So our chocolate is on top of the vanilla. You know, this is where we yes, exactly. Any other question? Yes.
Your chocolate is made on which technology?
Same.
Frappe. It's a Frappe app. It's a Frappe app. It's completely based on Frappe framework and ERPNext as a backend. They are using just a mobile interface. The mobile is just an interface. It doesn't store anything. It just brings in information in a much beautiful way.
Yes.
No, Flutter. The mobile app is on Flutter. The mobile app is on Flutter. The backend is ERPNext Frappe.
Flutter. Yes. Okay, so the question is, how much did it take us to go into production? That's a very good question. So we started implementing modules step by step. You know, we did not go live. Today we have implemented about 80% of what we want to do. You know, like one of the things we are working now is to implement WhatsApp into ERPNext. This is very key for us because our support doesn't come on the phone only or by email. People want to WhatsApp. We want to make sure that the interaction with our client, it's all taken and recorded into his site. So this is what we're working. Every time we try to add, we think of something new.
Stimulate your imagination.
Yes, absolutely. So, you know, and every time we have an idea, it's, yes, it can be done. Yes, it can be done.
We are short of time, so we'll take the questions later. You guys can talk to him. And
I'm interested to see the mobile app, I'm sure.
yeah, he'll be more than happy. You can talk to Mr. Husam as the evening progresses. I'm going to continue my story. We have a little more things to do. I'm going to do very fast because we are running out of time. So as you see, ERPNext, I don't like the name ERPNext, to be honest. I keep telling these guys because it is deceiving. It is not an ERP. It is a platform. It is a digital transformational tool. Frappe was like they caught on. Yeah, they caught on from me. So it's a tool. It's a digital platform where you could pretty much do anything and everything that you want. Your business wants, right? It's just not accounting, and it's just not CRM, and it's just not those basic core applications. You can do a whole lot of it. I have another digital transformation story about Honey, and those Honey and people are over here in the back. I would like to go through it, but since we are running out of time, I'm going to quickly summarize. They're a premium buyer manufacturing company who has around 14 retail stores over here. You guys might have seen them in Dubai Mall, Mirror City Center, etc. The story what I want to tell you here is that they are completely digitized. From the moment the order gets picked up from the retail stores, a digital form goes back to the factory where the people over there manufacture the required clothing. From there it gets delivered to the shop, and pretty much everything that they need in terms of integration. For example, Planetax integration. You guys are aware that if visitors from outside UAE comes and makes purchases over here, when they go to the airport, they can reclaim VAT, right? So Planetax integration has been done in these shops. e-tenant integration. That is, for example, if you are in Dubai Mall and you have a shop in Dubai Mall, you need to declare the sales to EMAAR. So that integration is done. Obviously Shopify, it is out of the box. And then we have something called a new module we created called sampling work order, because it's a textile industry. They can't have a predetermined BOM sometimes in many cases. They have to create work orders without the BOM yet capture the pricing and operational costs. I would like to talk more about it, but since we are running out of time, I'm going to skip. But the Honey team is over there. Anyone wants to learn more about this experience, you guys can talk to them. They will be happy to take you guys to their factory and show the things over there. Ramsha, the Sohail, please wave your hands. Yes, thank you. Okay, I would like to take a diversion. Along with all the ERPNext things happening within Quark Cyber Systems, there are other things also happening also on the side, namely a lot of hardware integrations, right? We were ending up integrating with a lot of IoT devices like facial recognition systems, attendance control machines, Bluetooth readers, etc., etc. Like we had worked with one of our other partners over here, UCS Electromechanical. Please raise your hands. Yes, that's our sister company. They are into hardware. They do a lot of hardware work, and since we are into software, we have a lot of integration happening. So, for example, we have provided AI. We had created a system to manage facial recognition devices. This is deployed at South Ridge of EMAAR properties. They have around 6-7 buildings over there, and they have facial recognition systems. And these facial recognition devices is controlled by an app that is created on Frappe framework, right? So, in this experience, we realized that hey, we just need not be an ERPNext service provider. We can be a product company as well. We can make our own products, right? And then we did, and we ended up making two products, which one we call it as Community Link, and another one is called Control Sphere. Let's take a look what these two things do, right? A common problem that a lot of real estate companies face over here is integrating all of their devices together and having a centralized control. What do I mean by that? For example, EMAAR has over here more than I don't know, some 5,000 properties out here, right? And each of these properties have several IoT devices. It could be NPR cameras, it could be access control devices, it could be QR code readers, etc. There are several IoT devices which ensure the security of that community, right? And managing these many communities with these many devices and this many brands. EMAAR doesn't work with one brand; they work with a lot of brands, right? And managing all these devices become almost close to impossible. Pulling out a report, okay, how many people came, how many guests came into this property, how many guests came into that property. All these are a very local problem that only the say for example at Burj Khalifa, those people only will be able to provide you the report. It's a local thing. The EMAAR IT can't pull out a report, a combined centralized report. It's a pain. If I want to add a new person into Burj Khalifa, I was 5 minutes, sorry, please, 5 minutes. If I want to add a new person into, for example, Burj Khalifa, his cars, his people, his family, his access into the gym, his access into the clubhouse, all this is like the people over there have to go to the brand's system one by one and add this information manually. It's a very difficult process. So what we did was, combining our both knowledge, we created a black box for out of Frappe framework. We call it Community Link, and we have given, we created one single API for any real estate developer to work with these multiple devices across multiple locations, right? And this is how it looks like. Like we have a list of all the communities, all the different devices, etc. And we signed up with EMAAR recently to deliver this solution, and this is completely based on Frappe framework. Yeah, so that is one of our other products. And then we have another product called Control Sphere. This is a data center management tool we created with one of our partners. Again, please raise your hands. Vivek Solutions, right? So we created a data center management tool, again completely built on ERPNext as the backend and ERPNext portal as the front end. So this is also being used by a semi-government entity in Abu Dhabi. I don't want to take the names. If you want to get the name, you can again go and talk to him. So yeah, again it is completely powered by ERPNext as a backend, and in the front end we have ERPNext portal. I would like to talk about it, but the time is up for me, right? One last point that I want to mention out is that the future. How does the future look like? Now we have ChatGPT and AI around the corner. Everyone is in the IT industry is afraid of losing their jobs, and what will be the state? I'm not afraid. I'm not at all afraid. Like, there is no way an ERP is going to go out. ERP is required. A data warehousing solution always is required if any AI has to do its work, right? ERP is going to be there. So since ERP is going to be there, I will always bet on Frappe and the entire Frappe-verse. And ChatGPT recently released their API, and it's only a matter of time where we find practical use cases for this technology, and it is only a matter of time that QCS works with ChatGPT plus Frappe framework to provide you guys top-notch experiences.